cave. So they stayed in the cave 300 years, and some add 9 more. Thou wouldst have deemed them awake whilst they were asleep, and we turned them on their right and on their left side. Their dog stretched forth his 2 forelegs on the threshold. If thou hadst come up on to them, thou wouldst have certainly turned back from them in flight, and would have certainly have been filled with terror of them.
It will arouse this generation, telling us where we might have begun.
Thou wouldst have turned from them of terror when you see them in this condition. Why do they call this movie Quest for Fire? Because in the camp of the caveman, someone had gave them fire but didn't tell them how to make a fire, and the fire went out. When the fire went out, they had to search for that someone that taught them how to make a fire. This video is called Quest for Truth. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said Moses was a half original man. In other words, he was mixed. In the Supreme Wisdom Lesson book, Lost Found Muslim Lesson number 1. Why did Moses have a hard time to civilize the devil 2000 BC? That's 2,000 years before Christ. Because he was a savage. Savage means a person that has lost the knowledge of himself and who is living a beast life. Moses was a half original man and a prophet. 2000 BC means before Christ. In the Asiatic world, it was in the 11,000 year. Civilized means to teach the knowledge and wisdom of the human family of the planet Earth.
Woe unto thee, O Israel! You have sinned a great sin in the sight of God. You are not worthy to receive these 10 commandments.
We're gathered against you, Moses. You take too much upon yourself. We will not live by your commandments. We're free.
There is no freedom without the law.
Whose law, Moses? Yours? Did you carve those tablets to become a prince over us?
Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come to me. Moses! people make me do.
Joshua! Joshua!
He showed you no land flowing with milk and honey. I show you a God of gold. Come with me. Follow me.
Blasphemers, idolaters, for this you shall drink bitter waters. God has set before you this day his laws of life and good and death and evil. Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore, whatsoever they had you observed, that observed and do, but I do not ye alter their works, for they say and do not. Read that again. This is St. Matthew's 23, chapter 23. The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not after their works, for they say and do not. When they came over here to the Americas with the Christian Bible, with their Christian game, they ran it on the Indians. Everywhere they go, they misinterpret the Bible so that they make themselves look like they were the first. They were the God. But next time you talk to the ministers, next time you talk to your school teacher in history, when you ask about the caveman, ask them how did they get the black man from the caveman? If the caveman was the first man, how did the black man come out of the caveman? As you see no black nowhere. Everybody was white. So how did the recessive why was the recessive gene before the dominant gene? This is another reason why they wanted to crucify Jesus, because he came in the same vein that Moses, to civilize the caveman back into the laws of the Most High Allah.